All right, welcome to day 4, solving and sketching polynomials using synthetic division. Okay, factor to sketch. All right, so it is a trinomial. Sorry, don't know what happened there. So we're going to factor it. All right, it's obviously going to be x squared and x squared. I need two numbers that multiply, give me 4 that add up to -5. Well, that's going to be 4 and 1, and they're both going to be negative. Now, since this x squared minus 4 is a perfect square, that factors to x plus 2, x minus 2, and then we have x minus 1. All right? Oh, sorry. I had x squared plus 1. That actually is going to be x plus 1, x minus 1, because it's also a difference of squares. I knew something didn't look right. How did I know I made a mistake? Because I only had 3 parentheses, 3 binomials, and I should have 4. So again, I can make a mistake. I made a mistake with a copy error. I forgot to bring the 2 down. I said it, but didn't write it. And then I'm looking at it, and I only had 3 factors when I knew I should have had 4. So that tells me right there I caught my mistake by just thinking about it. So the degree is 4. The coefficient is 1. Now, it's a happy positive. It's 4, which means it's a W. All right, so I have this in print right, and I can't get it to print right. So this is as approaches negative infinity as f of x approaches, and this is x approaches positive infinity as f of x. You have this on your papers, but it won't print here for some reason. So basically what it's saying is, like we talked about, which way is it going? Well, it's a positive happy W, so it's going up both directions. Okay? Factored form is what I just wrote right here. That's that right there. Okay? And so my intercepts are -2, +2, +1, and -1, and they each have a multiplicity of 1. So -2, -1, +1, and +2. Okay? It should be a W. Calculator work right. So we're going to clear out what's in there and enter this. X to the power of 4, come down, minus 5x squared plus 4. Okay, now we'll see if we have any numbers we can use. Not really. 0, 4 is about it. So 0, 4, we have that right there. So again, let's look at what it looks like and just generally sketch it. So it comes down, it's like that, goes down. Okay, just for practice real quick, since we've done it before, let's just see what one of the minimums is. So second calculate trace. We're just going to see. We're going to go left side of it here, hit enter. Wow, I don't know. Don't know what happened there. Go to the right side of it. Never seen that happen before. Enter, enter. Don't know why it's doing that. And there we have it. Almost -1, but -0.9. 0.9. Okay. So that's about where it is, but that's just an approximation. That's good enough though right there. All right. This didn't copy for some reason also, so this is x, 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 factor and solve. So factor by grouping, all right? So the most we can take out here is x squared, 2x plus 1. All right. Remember, we can write 2x plus 1 right here ahead of time. And now we just ask ourselves, negative 7 divided by what is 2? Well, that's negative 3.5. But negative 6 divided by negative 3.5 is not 1. So that doesn't work. So factoring doesn't work. And if you think about it, in the past, when factoring didn't work, we did the quadratic equation. All right. But this is not a quadratic. So what do? Synthetic division. Just like quadratic equation will always work, this will always work. Okay? So step 1, using the 0 factor that's given, or like I showed you before, you can use a calculator to help you find one. Use synthetic division and your remainder should be 0. Rewrite the remaining equation to standard form, factor and solve the remaining equation. So now, again, remember this was missing these. Here we go. We're told that 2 is the solution, so 2 goes in the box. We have 3, 2, 1, 0. So we write the coefficients. 2, 1, negative 7, negative 6. Draw our line. Drop that 2. Multiply by 2. Add straight down. Multiply by 2. Add straight down. Multiply by 2. Okay, again, I like to keep my mistakes in here because I'm human and I make them. And I also want you to think about how to process. We're told this is a solution. This should be 0. But when I multiply by 2 and get negative 2, I'm not going to get 0. So I made a mistake somewhere. I already know where it is. Maybe you already do also. You're probably already screaming at the screen going, hey, you screwed up. I did. All right. Right here. 2 times 2 is not 2. So I messed up right there. I don't know what I was thinking. Brain slip. So that's how you problem solve, though. I made a mistake. That's 5 now. That's 10, negative 3. I'm sorry, positive 3. I almost did it again. 6, 0. Okay? But we catch our mistakes. Now we start with x cubed. So this is going to be x squared, x. So 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now we have to factor that. Now remember, I talked about this before. This is really x minus 2. The most common mistake is to forget to bring this bad boy down. Most common mistake. All right? So 2 times 1 is 2. Obviously, it has to be 3 and 1. But what's going to add up to 5? All right? So I'm going to put the 3 here and the 1 here. That's 3. That's 2. That works. So 2x plus 3 and x plus 1. Last step. This is 2. That's negative 1. This one might not be able to do in your head. Some of you will be able to. Set it equal to 0. Subtract 3. Divide by 2. And that's negative 3/2 or negative 1 1/2. So those are my 3 zeros. My 3 zeros. All right. Again, this didn't print properly. I apologize. So 3x cubed, 10x squared, minus x, minus 12. Given that this is a factor, so remember we set it equal to 0 and get negative 3 in the box. But remember, way down here somewhere, x plus 3 is going to be one of our answers. Don't forget that. So we have 3, 2, 1, 0, 3, 10, negative 1, negative 12. Draw our line. And let's see if I can do my math correctly this time. Drop the 3, multiply by negative 3, which is negative 9. Add straight down. Multiply by negative 3, add straight down. Multiply by negative 3, add straight down. So remember, x squared, x. So 3x squared plus x minus 4. I need to factor that. There's only one way to get 3, and that's 3 times 1. Now here I could have 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Just guess. I need to get a difference of 1. Okay. This is 2. This is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. All right. I want more. I want 1 left over. 6 minus 2 is 4. That does not give me 1 left over. So I try again. I'm going to go with 1 and 4. Now, looking ahead, I don't want to get 12, so I'm going to put the 4 here and the 1 here. This is 4. That's 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. I want more positives. Okay, so I want this to be positive, that to be negative. So 3x plus 4, x minus 1. What are my zeros? This is negative 3. This is positive 1. You might be able to see this in your head. Move the 4 over, make it negative, and divide by 3. But if not, do it off to the side. Minus 4, divide by 3, negative 4/3. Those are my 3 zeros. Oh, this is messed up. All right. This is x. They're all positive. All right. It says -1 is the solution. That's the number that goes in the box. Okay. Remember that really stands for x plus 1. Remember to write that somewhere down here as part of your answer right away. Just do it. Okay. So I have a 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I'm good to go. 1x to the 4th, 6x cubed, 9x squared, 24x, 20. Draw my line. Drop the 1, multiply by -1. Add straight down. 6 minus 1 is 5. Multiply by -1. Add straight down. 9 minus 5 is 4. Multiply by -1. Add straight down. I get 20. Multiply by -1. I get 0. So remember, this is my cubed, squared, x. So x, I said cubed and wrote 2. X cubed plus 5x squared plus 4x plus 20. We're going to factor by grouping. Take out an x squared, x plus 5. Put x plus 5 here. 4x divided by 4 will give me x plus 5. Put them together, x squared plus 4, x plus 5. Now, this is one of those special ones we learned about. It looks like a different squares, but it's a sum of squares. But that's all okay. We know how to deal with that. We factor the same way, x plus 2, x minus 2. The only thing we need to do is add an I in there. And then x plus 5. Not star plus 5, x plus 5. So I have a 0 at -1. I have a 0 at -5. These two are non-real answers. Okay? So I have 2 real zeros and 2 non-real zeros. Let's see what that looks like on the calculator. Oops. Clear it out. So x to the 4th plus 6x to the 3rd power. Oh, I forgot to do it. X to the 4th, come down. Plus 6x to the 3rd power, come down. Plus 9x squared and 24x and 20. So this should be a happy W. And this one's not a good one to graph on here. So sometimes they're complicated and we don't get a good picture. And that's it.